What's company? My name is ZealetPrince. Welcome back to yet another reaction video, and today we're checking out the newest addition to Stories of Sodor Season 6. This is called Informant. Now, going off of the last episode we reacted to, Henry and Percy were going through their own trauma, and Derek was taking up his mantle as the new fire and rescue chief. So, they've all overcome their fears, and now they're moving forward, which I now think we're into 1966, because according to what Victor said, that I can remember off the top of my head, that was the last part of 1965. So I think we're into 1966, and there's going to be some trouble stirring based on the preview trailer. So we'll go ahead and get right into this in 3, 2, 1, boom. And I was right in the first episode, when I watched the first episode, that there were some tweaks to this intro.
The train, for its type, is the most powerful vehicle on land.
It's like a blink if you miss it moment.
And the engines of Sodor are the power behind the docks, industries and branch lines that make up the world-renowned Northwestern Railway.
Oh, my water, I got my iced tea, where did it go?
These are the stories of Sodor.
You know, it's funny, when I first heard this intro from him, I thought it was just something he composed, but only realized when I finally watched Tugs that this was the Tugs intro. Because I hadn't watched Tugs up until this point, until after I had watched the series. Back in 2020, I think it was, when I finally watched Tugs. Yeah. And that looks like Joey. To wait.
It should go without saying that 1966 was
1966.
Sodor. By this point, we had begun moving on from the events of the previous year and settled into a new normal. We were also kept very busy. On that note, it may surprise you to learn that despite our losses, our performance wasn't adversely affected. Something I failed to clarify in my last batch of stories was that Barry unofficially became Jeffrey's replacement after his rebuild. And when Peter died, Francis took over for him.
So Francis became a permanent addition to the island. I didn't think he was going to.
A real asset, but unsurprisingly, only one did all of his jobs without complaint. Oh, the shame of it. Give it a rest, Frank. My name is Francis, you cretin. Seymour, can you please bolt a metal plate over his mouth? I already tried. I couldn't find one big enough. Very droll, Mr. Phillips. I shouldn't have expected sympathy from lowlifes like you. By lowlifes, you mean blokes willing to do their jobs? I mean those without self-respect. You're content to handle dirty trucks because you don't aspire to be any better. And how would pulling coaches make us better? They would endow you with a level of prestige unattainable through goods work. How many truly famous freight trains can you name? The Flying Kipper.
It's funny that we're seeing these two argue despite getting along very well in the previous season. Because I don't recall off the top of my head that these two had a direct argument with each other. Which is an interesting dynamic, because these two hit it off like it was nothing.
Ah, Sir Topham, just the man I wanted to see. You can save your breath, Francis. I'm not taking you off goods trains. But, sir, this is intolerable. I was not built for such degrading work. There is nothing degrading about doing your job, even if the task in question is beneath me. Because you're an express engine, so are Gordon and Reginald, but they pull the occasional goods train. The operative word being occasional. I've been handling trucks for the past week. And how long has it been since you pulled coaches, Barry? I don't know, sir, but I'm happy to do whatever you need. That's good, because there's an upcoming rail tour in need of an engine. You want the job? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right in front of his face.
Why does he? Because I reward good behavior. And if you open your mouth again, you'll be handling trucks from now until Christmas. Do you understand? Wise
Shut him up right away.
Now, changing the topic, James, you'll never guess who's coming for a visit. Mr. Woolley. Really? That's great.
Woolley?
Who's
Who?
Mr. Woolley? Bernard Woolley. He used to be Sir Topham's deputy before he was transferred to head office. Failing upwards, I called it. What's the occasion, sir? A holiday, I imagine. He's due in on the 11:30. Then you might want to know, sir, that it's 11:20. Thank you, Mr. Phillips. I'll head over to the platform. Excuse me, gentlemen. God, the absolute nerve of that man. I think he revels in my humiliation. Is he always like this? No, sometimes he's a real git. Very droll, Jane. Oh, shut up!
Bam! Up the standing stones. Still haven't heard anything about the SCPs of Sodor in a while.
Oh, this is wonderful. I feel like I can actually breathe again. Miss the old place, do you? Every day. You're always welcome to come back. Would that I could, but I enjoy London and my work too much. And an interesting document came across my desk the other day with your name on it. I had to read it 3 times to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. Have you told the engines? Not yet. I'm waiting for the right time. I must say, I never thought the day would come. Me neither. But it's for the best. We'll be poor without you, Topham. It's so good to see you. You look great. All right, that's the 3rd good to see you and the 2nd you look great since you arrived. What's on your mind, Bernard?
What's going on?
This isn't just a social call, Topham. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but some other reports have been crossing my desk about you and Sodor. They haven't been kind. What do they say? They claim this region has been suffering from a lack of leadership. This has led to lapses in discipline, negligence, and deficiencies in daily operations. And who's been making these reports? I don't know. Their name has been redacted. Whenever I see that, it's to protect the identity of whistleblowers. So it could be one of my own people? I can't believe that. Neither can I. Whoever this person is, they've really got it out for you. So much so that head office is planning to launch a surprise inspection next week. Fine, let them come. We have nothing to hide. I didn't think you did, but I still feel you deserve to be warned. Glad to know you're still loyal, Bernard. After last year, this is all we need. I'll say. How do you think the engines will react? Oh, I know exactly how.
Yep.
Disgraceful, disgusting, despicable, disdainful, downright daft. I know, but we needn't work ourselves up into
Surprised the 3 of them didn't try and stop it.
a lather. Like I told Mr. Woolley, we have nothing to hide. Even so, sir, this inspection is bound to be a damn inconvenience. No doubt. Nevertheless, we will fully cooperate with the inspectors when they arrive, and try to look surprised when they get here. Good night, engines. What a load of rubbish! Who'd have the nerve to stab Sir Topham in the back like this? Well, my former crew weren't too chuffed when he gave them the sack. Maybe Rob has another psychotic brother out there. Or maybe the informant isn't even human. You can't possibly mean one of us, James. No, I mean a certain spam can. Come on, James. Frank's a git, but I can't see him doing this. Why not? They've never gotten along. And he blames Sir Topham for constantly putting him on goods trains. Exactly. Even if it is him, how do we prove it? We watch him, especially when he's talking to the workers. He obviously couldn't have written the reports, but maybe he has an accomplice. And if it is him, we expose him for the rat he is, assuming nobody wants out. No? All right.
I'm surprised with Barry.
Tomorrow. And remember, the most important thing is to be stealthy.
Kevin McLeod loop music. What is he saying to them? Is he chewing them out for spying on him or what?
I'm not the spy. Whatever do you mean, Frank? Don't insult my intelligence. I know you've been watching me for the past few days. So much for being stealthy. Try and look at it from our point of view, Francis. I am, and I understand why you would suspect me. You do? Of course. I can't deny Sir Topham and I have a checkered history, but I don't hate the man, even when he gives you degrading jobs. Well, it's not like it's undeserved. Come again? I've been thinking a lot about what Sir Topham said the other day.
Well, hold on, is he changing?
Barry that rail tour, it was a reward for good behaviour. In hindsight, he was right to do it. Why should he reward my whining and my insubordination? So now you love taking freight? No, but I will keep my disquiet to myself. Maybe then I can work my way into Sir Topham's good graces and take passengers again. In other words, you're hoping you'll be rewarded for good behavior. What's wrong with that? It misses the point entirely about why we work the way we do. James, I said I will not complain about degrading jobs because I hope to be rewarded, not that I expect to. Is that not the definition of a really useful engine? We'll agree to disagree there. And it's beside the point. Can you prove you're not the spy? No, I can't. All I can do is swear it isn't me. I have many negative qualities, but treachery isn't one of them. I buy that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, me too. Alright, it was a stupid thing to
He never actually directly did anything in the past. He just threw words and that was it.
do, and we're sorry. As you should be. If I was a lesser man, I wouldn't share with you my findings. About what? I don't want to say great minds think alike because that would be an insult, but it seems we share the same desire to identify this provocateur. You've been looking too? Indeed. I have made several inquiries among the workmen, asking if any of them have been approached by someone requesting information. Have they? Yes, quite a few. They thought nothing of it at the time. Perfectly innocent and reasonable questions, especially for someone new to the railway. New? Relatively speaking, they've been here less than a year. Who is it?
Oh.
Is this really necessary? Count your lucky stars we don't throw you in the ditch. And why would you throw Mr. Phillips into the ditch? Because we couldn't find a noose. Don't spies get hanged? Mr. Phillips, is this true? They make it sound worse than it is, sir. If there weren't witnesses, I'd punch you in the gob. What did I ever do to you, mister? Nothing, sir. It wasn't personal. It was an assignment. I was sent by head office to work undercover. Why pick on us? Haven't we been through enough in recent times? Recent times are exactly why I was sent here. Sodor has always been held up as the crown jewel of British rail. For it to suddenly experience multiple disasters, we needed to know why. There's no great mystery, you twat. Some lunatic went on a rampage, but that lunatic wasn't responsible for everything, was he, James? I'll admit there were moments that were completely beyond your control, but I feel others could have been minimized or avoided entirely if not for your complacency. Complacency?
Oh
yes,
boy.
you all become too comfortable working under such lax conditions, and I'm afraid the blame for that must fall on leadership. Oh, poppycock! So Topham's leadership is the reason we survived last year so well. Anyone who says otherwise is a damn fool. And your flagrant disregard for regulations? We disregard nothing. We always follow procedure. Maybe not religiously, but we never compromise on safety or efficiency. Well, let's hope the inspectors agree with you. Can I assume you know about them? You can. Tell them we're ready for them. Just do it in person. Pack up your cloak and dagger and get out. Whatever you say, Sir Topham.
Well, damn.
That was a nice thing you said, Francis. Indeed. Thank you very much. There's no need to thank me, Sir Topham. All I did was tell the truth, nothing more. And I'm so sorry you've had to suffer such an indignity. And I'm sorry you had to suffer the suspicion of your colleagues. You know about that?
He always does.
How to be stealthy, Henry. You did not. Do you know what I'm going to say next? You'll talk to us later? Got it in one, James. Then you should just talk to me, Sir Topham. It was all my idea. I'm sorry, Francis. It's all right, James. I admire your loyalty. That being said, please bear in mind, gentlemen, that I still hate you. Fortunately, he tempered his wrath long enough to provide a positive statement to the inspectors when they arrived. They spent the next week combing our records and interviewing every animate object on railway grounds. At first, we feared they had some sort of agenda, but it became clear they were looking for the truth, not a scapegoat. Indeed, they were very tactful in their questions and took our answers to heart. Once they had gathered all the facts, they left to file their final report. What it had to say is a story for another day.
Oh, okay, we're saving it for another episode. Couldn't remember his name because I saw the model in the background. I was like, oh my god, what's his name? I'm about to butcher it. It's trying to say Jackson Bailey. But no, this was a rather interesting episode because I didn't think Francis would have been the main talking point in this episode. I thought it would have been just like, you know, a foreman. That was it, because that's all I got from the preview trailer a few weeks ago. But it showed that Francis is slightly changing on what I was hoping for in the last episode, but he still has his reservations with the others, which is, I guess I can understand where he's coming from. I mean, nobody likes him to begin with. Um, let's see what else, because I have no idea what the next episode's really going to entail. I don't want to watch the preview again to give me an idea ahead of time, but I just want to go in completely blind with this series, because I've been watching the series back since I think season 2 had started airing. Yeah, around that time. So I'm quite curious as to what the rest of season 6 is going to tell, because nothing else from the SCPs of Sodor has been brought back up, like any information or whatsoever, especially with Bailey's disappearance, because nobody seems to have talked about it. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to this. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!